This is Hickey Roy. He played Evilswarms. He topped today. So
top three.
Top
got
three.
Third place, of course. Before I start, I'd like to say that the deck is relatively unfinished. I'm not quite sure what I want to add or take away to it. The extra deck is missing.
You probably had a cowboy.
Yeah. Probably should have had a cowboy that lost me my game one, which could have meant that I could have taken first place today, but it's alright, the salt's over now. I'm just gonna take it away to the deck list and I'll explain more when we get to it.
Alright.
First, I'm going to start off with the Thunderbird, which is because I'm starting off with this because this is the one thing that I'm thinking about maybe taking down to 2. The only reason I still have it at 3 right now is because Kirkion does really have a good effect, and you kind of need the Evilswarm monsters in the grave to activate it. But I almost alwast side it out at least one.
Yeah, no, I agree with that too.
Some people have mixed feelings about Mandragora. I am, unfortunately, one of those people. I either really like it or really hate it. I always seem to top deck it, and it does me no good.
Yeah.
But I mean, going second, it can be really useful.
yeah, that was always an issue I had.
Master plays are OP. Your normal, I only run the one set, which is Heliotrope here.
I thought you said you only run one.
Yeah, 2.
I run 2. Better chance of dead rabbits?
I only ran 1.
Shut up.
The extra 50 is actually extremely useful.
Yeah,
even drawing him first turn if you can't go into Ophion and just summoning him with the 1950 is kind of hard for some people to get over.
Yeah.
MVP, followed by his older brother. We got Caster and Captain Kirk here. They're the extra normal summons, which means they get under max C, so it makes it hard to play around. And yeah, you should all know.
And Kirkion's just broken.
Kirkion does, obviously. He makes one card exceeds plays possible, and also Shockmaster.
Ridiculous top deck.
Ouroboros, yeah.
Or the Thunderspark Dragon.
Oh, OP.
Well, I ran it once.
Only Visionaries run that.
I'm a Visionary, man.
Go back to the, what was that? The wind-up deck list in my playlist. You'll see it there.
Troll.
Rescue Rabbit, because of the Heliotrope plays, is probably obviously my favorite first turn play is Rabbit.
I like to open 2 Veiler and no other monsters.
I did open 2 Rabbit and a Heliotrope in one of my duels and still somehow managed to win.
That's the thing.
This is another part where mine's different. These are my last 2 monsters as Veiler. I ordered max C's. I might do 2 and 2, but I actually still really like Veiler, at least for our locals, because there's obviously gadget players, hero players.
That sounds salty.
There's so many things that having that Veiler can actually help you. I cited it out a lot, though. Max C, of course, would be a better choice, but
yeah,
I'm
no, I
just
understand.
rocking them. One of the few people still rocking the entire Trinity.
What are you doing?
I'm not ready to let go yet.
Dark Hole.
If anything, I take out Dark Hole because you don't really want to destroy your Ophion, and you want to keep him on the field most of the time, but you can always chain your own pandemic to it, so it's not awful.
It's not good either.
Your other one-ofs.
Yeah. I like the Rune Book.
Rhoda, obviously.
I see a lot more people throwing Book back in their decks, like not just at our locals, but like regionals and shit.
Obvious 3 pandemics. Don't need to explain those. Absolutely fucking hate this card with a passion at our locals because it is 110% completely useless. It didn't do anything all day, and I highly doubt it's going to see any more play after today. I'm probably going to replace them with Exceed Reborns, honestly.
Yeah, Exceed Reborns are good in that deck.
But this guy, however, I love this card because the amount of times that people try taking my Ophion and crashing it into my other Ophion that I make next turn, and I'm just like, oh, safe zone.
Yep. Yep, that is... Safe zone's awesome.
And I like this because there's a Lava player at locals, which you may have heard about in the previous deck list, but there's a Lava player, and his only out to Ophion really is Blaster. And if he tries to take out Ophion, I'm just going to chain safe zone. But if he tries to take out a back row thinking that it's safe zone, and I still have Ophion on field, this just creates a really big problem for him.
Main deck them, huh?
Maining 2 Eradicators. I know it's our local, so it doesn't make much sense, but it did help a lot today, actually. I did take out quite a few traps and was able to attack for game. There was one time against the Electrum OTK player that's at our locals that I forgot to set Pandemic I don't know why. This is my first day playing the deck. Forgot to set Pandemic, and so he Dark Hold, and I just chained this and took out his Fusion Gate and his Super Poly and stuff from his hand, so it still ended up helping.
Plus, I mean, we do have, like, we have Prophecy players and
yeah,
shit.
we have a Prophecy player, and he usually does really well, so.
Except you didn't play Prophecy today.
I run a lot of one-of traps because I am not quite sure which one I want to stick with. Phoenix Chain, it did help, but it's not fantastic anymore. It's alright at our locals for now, I guess. Torrential because I have Pandemic. One Warning because that's all you can run, and I still kind of like it. If anything, I'd run 3 Compulse.
Yeah,
because
I would too.
It's really hard to get around Ophion as it is, but if you summon something, Compulse is probably the best answer for it.
Yeah.
And then 2 Bottomlesses, because there aren't any E-Dragon players. I mean, people run E-Dragons in their decks, but this is still really good.
There's no pure E-Dragon player. There's one, but he's on summer break, whatever, back at his house.
As the main deck sits at 40 even. The extra is obvious. 3 Ophions you can run 2. I usually go into 2 or 3, so
yeah, I like 3.
MVP of the extra deck.
So good.
I fucking love Bahamut.
Yeah.
He's my cheap man, poor man, big guy.
It's amazing.
Ouroboros, I only made him once today, but he's still really helpful for getting around the trouble cards.
Yeah, he just gets over, like, in his 2750, he's, like, extremely awkward. Like, he gets over lead, and he gets over, like, all the...
Yeah, absolutely.
It's very awkward.
The lead, just that 2700 makes the deck kind of hard to get around it, especially since I don't have Cowboy, so or Dire, so he's really my only option. I run one of each of these. If I cut anything, it'll probably be one of these guys, because this is
like kind of random.
It's like a watered down Roach. He
wins the mirror match though.
Yeah, I won't deny that. This is really good only if you think they have like a set Snowman or Raikou or etc.
It's pretty good against Firefist too, and they're Firefist players. So
1 Emerald, I didn't go into him all day because most of the time your graveyard doesn't have many monsters in it. Yeah. Ideally, you want to summon Ophion and keep him on board, or when he leaves, summon a Kirkion and make another one, or make Bahamut.
Yeah.
So he doesn't see much play, but he's still in there just in case. Excalibur, because opening double caster doesn't exactly do very well for you. I stole it.
I believe.
Maestro, stable rank 4.
Yeah, I just love Maestro.
Because I don't have the other ones that I need.
Yeah.
Because mirror matches are fun. And,
yeah.
Other pearls are fun, apparently.
That's a lovely pearl you got there.
Shockmaster, because making him against 90% of the meta is like GG right now.
Yeah.
And Pappy, because I like pushing for damage.
Where's your Cowboy?
I don't have, like I said, don't have a Cowboy. I have a Dweller. I didn't use it today. I don't have Dire. And I don't have Black Ship.
Yeah, close enough.
Rocking it old school.
Word.
Side deck, we got 2-dimensional fissure, lava player.
Yeah.
Sometimes there's Marmels. I wasn't sure if any of them were gonna play today, so I just put it in here in case. 3 MST, which I sided in almost every game.
I always side mine in too.
Because you never know what people are gonna side, especially at our locals. Some people, the skill base there is sometimes really low. Really, really low.
It really all depends on the day. Some day we have all of our A-game players there, and they're like really good players, and then sometimes it's just like average. And that's like no offense to anybody, but...
Today it was. It was all... 99% of our good players were there today. It was really tough. But
yeah.
I still sided these in case. This is really goofy.
Oh, it's awesome. I actually looked at that before when I had that.
This is the spell form of Exceeds Reborn, except your opponent has to control an Exceeds material, or an Exceeds monster that has material. And you summon one from an Exceeds from your graveyard, and then you attach their material to it.
Ooh, that's awesome.
And so it's a really good counter against certain decks. I just didn't have to play against any of them today.
Oh, so you didn't get to use that today at all?
I sided in, but I didn't end up drawing it.
What'd you side in against?
I sided it against... What the fuck did I play last round? Who did I play last round?
It was me first round.
Timer.
Yes, Timer, because he's running that... He kept going into Zen mains and Acid Golem, and so I tried siding this in against him. Because he runs Creature Swap and he kept killing my Ophion, so I was like, I can just bring it back with this.
That's awesome.
And I didn't end up drawing it, so I didn't need it at all. But I had
it's like you steal their Exceed and it goes on yours or what?
You It's exactly like Siege Reborn. You just special summon one from your graveyard and you take their material and attach it to yours.
Oh, okay.
It
That's
just creates,
yeah, okay.
It just brings back Ophion. It's really the only thing. And I don't have Siege Reborn yet, so I just tucked it in. Soul Taker. I found that without Cowboy, 2600 and up monsters even are kind of hard for me to get around.
Yeah.
And there are still a stupid amount of hero players that are locals. They can't seem to let them die. So Soul Taker gets rid of Shining. There's, I don't know why, but I tucked in the third one.
Prophecy, in case you play Prophecy.
He's played Prophecy every single tournament, and then today he decided to play Harpies. So, I mean, what are you gonna do?
He's played Prophecy for the last like 6 months.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Plays Harpies today.
I wasn't expecting it, but I had it in case.
I think he's just butthurt. I think that's why he's playing Harpies.
Deck dev, it really hurts Mermails, and also it kind of hurts gadgets if you hit the right cards. It also hurts wind-ups, and I knew there was at least one wind-up player. He didn't come today, but I had it in case I needed it. Soul Taker, or not Soul Taker, Soul Drain.
Yeah.
Cards open.
Mermails,
etc., etc. Mermails are a thing, and there's like 2 of them, 3 of them if all of them come. And the MVP of the side deck, Imperial Iron Wall. Honestly, I don't know how you could play this format without these.
Truth.
Yeah.
Truth.
It hurts everything so bad.
Yes, it does.
I cited it in literally almost every game, every match, because it seems like everybody's just banishing shit.
Yeah.
Especially since 90% of our meta right now is playing with the Elemental Dragons in some variant. And this just is like, no, thank you.
Yep, too good. Too good.
Yep.
Alrighty, any thoughts?
Yeah, I went X and 1 today, got me 3rd place. I only lost my first match against the Gadget player.
Guys.
Yeah, him over there.
Potatoes.
Potatoes.
I was really salty only because I only lost because I was missing extra deck cards.
And
like, if I would have even had, at the time I was playing my game 1 without Pearl, because somebody else was using it and I didn't have one, if I would have had Pearl that game 1, I could have safe zoned my Pearl and attacked his Pearl and taken it out. But since I couldn't do anything else that would get over 26, all I could do was sit on Utopia.
There's also some Saki gear frame plays.
And I couldn't win. And then match 2, I played against the Electrum OTK. It was pretty much one-sided because if you can't summon your level 8 or higher,
yeah,
you can't do anything. And then match 3, I played against the Gen X Chaos thing. And
I'm not sure.
I did pretty well shitting on him too because I kept shutting down his trag plays. And yeah, just need to get them extra deck cards. The main deck I already said what I would do. I think that's about it.
So you gonna stick with it for a while then, or?
I'm certainly going to try.
I think the deck will be good next format, honestly. Once the big shit gets banned, if they're trying to bring back Synchros. That is the return of Synchros. I mean, if that's so, Ophion, $900.
$900 Ophion.
$900 Ophion out of Hidden Arsenal.
Right,
any last thoughts? Potatoes.
Potatoes, apparently.
Yeah.